Hello, my name is Amide Eloide, and I am a sophomore at Tufts, majoring in IR and potential minor in French. I'm from Columbus, Georgia, and I think I already mentioned, I'm class of 2025. So for the IR major, there are three categories of requirements. So there are the core requirements, there are the language requirements, and there are the thematic concentration requirements. So the core requirements take in about 5 classes. The thematic concentration, it ranges because there's a bunch of different ones, I think 7 to 8. And then for the language requirement, it's about 8 semesters or the equivalent of your chosen language. So originally I was gonna be political science. However, I really enjoy French. And so through French and through Intro to International Relations, I got really interested in what policy looks like on the international scale. And so that drew me a little away from poli-sci and drew me a little bit more to international relations, especially because I had already planned to continue along with French. And so it just seemed like a pretty good marriage of the two things I was really interested in. Yeah, definitely. Caitlin Kelly Thompson, I took 2 classes with her. At first, I took topics in American democracy, gender, and then I also took Congress, Bureau, and Public Policy with her. And she is the absolute best. I learned so much from her. I started doing research just on my own about things like politicized motherhood. And she taught me so much about substantive representation and all these different concepts that became like pillars of how I look at democracy and the democratic system today. And I think she made like my early days at Tufts so memorable, and I don't think I'll ever forget her. I think that because Tufts undergrad is in such close proximity to the Fletcher School, there's a lot of opportunities for overlap that a lot of undergrads don't really think about. And so in my current class, History of Africa since 1800, 2 of my TAs are Fletcher students. And I connected with one of them who is a part of the e-board of like the Fletcher Africana. And so there's been a lot of opportunities for me to like interact with some Fletcher students, although it normally seems like it's like a different world that's on campus. It really is exciting that like, I can talk and relate to people who like are further ahead, who are like in master's programs or you know, way like older or things of that nature, and just get like some insight. And so I'm really excited about that. So I think one thing that a lot of people talk about international relations is that a lot of people who major in international relations at undergrad often do careers that have nothing to do with international relations. And I think the reason that is because it's a major that really broadens your worldview. So whatever you do, you can take it to that, and you'll have an international perspective, you'll have a policy perspective, a governmental perspective. But for me personally, I would love to go to law school after undergrad and to study something along the lines of international law or human rights law, because I'm really interested in the intersections between international law, international policy, and domestic law and domestic policy, because I think really good domestic policy is informed by the international sphere, and remembering that the United States doesn't operate, in a bubble, like it is a part of a sphere. So I think IR is going to be a really, really useful tool for me to make change, even within my local community back home. And if that change can spill over to the world, then that would be great.